Here's something about my life that just doesn't add up. Right now, I have a full time job, a marriage, two young girls, a mortgage I'm trying to pay down way faster than the bank ever anticipated, and a channel that I publish to every single week. Before any of that, before the kids, before the mortgage, there was no one really depending on me other than my employer. No channel to grow, no videos to publish, no deadlines to meet. I had more free time then than I have sitting here right now. A lot more. And guess what? I built nothing. So I've stopped saying that I'd start when things calm down, that I just needed a bit more time. It was never about the time. I've spent 17 years working in the financial industry, and I build this channel at night, after my girls are asleep, in the hours that most people are winding down. Here's my problem with almost every productivity video I've ever watched. They all assume the same thing, something about you that isn't true. They assume that you have free time. Plan your whole week out every Sunday. Block out your calendar. Batch your deep work. Protect 4 hours each day for the thing that matters the most. That advice isn't wrong. It's just written for someone whose calendar has empty space in it. Mine doesn't, and I'm guessing yours doesn't either. So this is the other version. Here are 3 mindset shifts that changed for me, and not one of them gave me a single extra hour. But before we get into the 3 things, I need to explain the trap. Because it's a good one. In fact, it doesn't feel like a trap at all. It feels like a full life. So, think about how you'd catch yourself being lazy. It's obvious, right? You'd notice, your wife would notice, you'd feel it, that low, uncomfortable feeling of knowing you're wasting your days. Laziness comes with a warning light. Busy doesn't. When you're busy, everything looks like it's working exactly the way it's supposed to. You're up early, you're providing, you're physically where you need to be. Nobody in your life is going to sit you down and check on your progress. Because from the outside, you look like a man who's got it handled. And here's the part that took me too long to see. You won't check either. You never sit still long enough to run the audit. There's no idle moment where the question comes up. Every night you go to bed tired, and being tired just feels like it's enough. So the years go by and you know you're not lazy. You were never lazy. You were busy. Until one day you realize you're behind. That's the trap. Busy is a feeling, and that feeling shows up every single day. But being behind is a fact, and it only shows up years later. The first mindset shift was what I counted as a good day. I used to get to the end of the night, shut everything down, and feel worked. And I take that feeling as proof that I was productive. I was tired, so I must have gotten something done, right? Then I started asking myself one question in the morning, and the answer was brutal for the first few weeks. What actually moved yesterday? Not what did I work on? Not what was I busy with? What moved? And a lot of mornings, the honest answer was nothing. I'd spend 4 hours on the things that felt like work, but didn't move anything an inch. Reorganizing, researching, getting ready to be ready. Your exhaustion is not a measurement. It's a side effect. Sometimes it's a side effect of building something, and sometimes it's a side effect of just spinning in circles. And you know what? It feels identical from the inside. So stop scoring the day on how you feel at the end of it. Score it on what's moved since that morning. The second mindset shift is the one that nobody wants to hear, and it's the one that actually works. For a long time, I was waiting for time to show up, waiting for a quieter season, waiting for the girls to get just a little bit older, waiting for the workload to ease off, the calendar to loosen. It never came, and it's not coming for you either. If you're anything like me, not 1 hour of your week is sitting there unclaimed, waiting to be discovered by some productivity hack, which means you don't find time, you trade for it. Everything I've built on this channel was paid for, not with money, with things I used to do and don't do anymore. The 9 o'clock show with my wife on the couch, gone. The weekend morning where I slept in, gone. The controller in my hand on a Friday night, gone. I'm not telling you that to sound disciplined. I'm telling you because the math has to be honest. I didn't unlock some hidden hours. I took hours that were already accounted for and I spent them elsewhere. So the question was never when am I going to find the time? The real question is a much harder one, and one that most never answer out loud. What am I willing to lose? Because if the answer is nothing, then that's fine. That's a real answer. but then the building doesn't happen, and at least you know why. The last mindset shift is the simplest, and it's also the one that mattered the most. Stop measuring how much you did, start measuring what you actually made. You see, everything I used to track was activity, hours at the desk, ideas captured, emails answered, meetings attended, calls made. Every one of those can be high in a week where I actually produced nothing. So I threw out all of it and I kept one question. Every Sunday, did I publish a video or didn't I? Not how hard I worked, not how busy the week felt. One video published right here where anyone can watch, yes or no. That question works because you can't fake it. Being busy doesn't move it. Only finishing the thing and putting it out does. Now, one video takes me days. The idea, the scripting, the filming, the editing, those days count. They're the work that gets me to Sunday. But the checkpoint is still the same. Did it go out or not? I've done it 3 times now, and it's a small start, but it's real. And guess what? It's 3 more than I got in the years I spent just planning. Measure the busy work and you'll feel productive forever. Measure the end result, and there's no faking it. There's one more piece, and honestly, it's the core holding it all together. Everything I just told you could turn into another version of the same trap. Optimize harder. Squeeze more out of the day. Turn yourself into a machine that produces. I don't want that. And the reason I don't is my faith. Because I don't actually believe that the hours are mine. I think that they were given to me. And that changes the question at the end of the day from how much did I get done to something much, much quieter. What did I do with what I was handed? That whole reframe took the pressure off and reassured me that I don't need to produce to earn my worth. That's already been settled, and it wasn't settled by what I've done. But I am accountable for what I do with the time, and I'd rather be tired from building something for my family than comfortable in drifting. I want to be clear about where I actually am with all of this. I still catch myself falling into the trap occasionally. Just the other night, I sat down to work, and an hour later, I was watching someone else's video about focusing, about getting more done. I watched a video about doing the work instead of doing the work. I'm not on the other side of this just yet, but I'm a few months into doing it differently with a small number to show for it. But go back to where it all started. Less free time now than I had back then. A job, a marriage, 2 girls, a mortgage, and a video every Sunday. More gets built now than all of those quieter years combined. See, the hours didn't change. What I counted changed. What I was willing to give up changed. And what I think the time is for changed. If you're the guy who's busy every day and quietly falling behind, you're not lazy. You never were. You just never got a warning light. Consider this the warning light. Next Sunday, I'm showing you the other half of this. This video was the principle. Next week is the execution. The actual morning I run to protect all of it. 5:30 with 2 kids in the house. If that's useful to you, subscribe down below, and I'll see you in the next one.